Hi everyone, my name's Sophie. Thank you for joining my Pilates class today. If you've got a mat, grab one. If not, carpet or a towel is fine. Trainers off please. You're going to be working in either socks or bare feet. If you've got a cushion, you may want to use that. We're in kneeling position if you've got an issue with knees. And if you've got one of these bands, great, that's fine. If not, a scarf or a belt will be fine as well. So we're just going to be starting with a warm-up. If you're in pain at all doing anything, just stop and just get into a comfortable position and then just wait till the next exercise. There is a breathing pattern to follow, but if you're just focusing on everything else, all the other movement, then don't worry about that, just breathe. We're just going to be starting on, as I said, a warm-up. So I'm just going to be starting on the floor. The legs can be bent in front of you or crossed, whatever is most comfortable. I'm just going to be starting off with rolling the shoulders back, just to release any tension. And you may be aware of a little bit of crunching going on. A couple more of these. Drop them down into the back, one more. Now just placing the hands on knees, just going to rotate the head to the right, just to release muscles in the neck to centre and into the left. One more time, drop the shoulders down into the back, breathing out, back to centre, inhale, and making that one your last one. And come back to centre. Good. You're going to take that right arm, going to lift it up and over. You can keep this other hand or left hand on the floor to support. Keep the shoulders away from it and think about targeting this elbow to the back wall so you're not rolling forward. Into a gentle side bend, lifting back up to centre. Left arm coming over now. And again, shoulders back and down, targeting the elbow to the back wall. And breathing out, so you're getting a nice stretch down the body. Good. And back to centre. And one more, lifting up and over. Think about lifting up out of the waist, keeping chin off the chest. And back down. Good, well done. So we're going to go into cat stretch. This is a lovely one, just to stretch out the spine. So coming onto all fours, and the hands come underneath the shoulders, the knees coming underneath the hips, legs hip width apart, lifting up through the chest, the head and neck in alignment with the spine. Going to breathe out. As you breathe out, going to tuck the bottom under, round the spine up to the ceiling and look at your toes. Breathing in, lower the spine down into neutral and lift up the head. Keep lifting up through the chest and again breathe out. Think about lifting through the core as you round the spine up to the ceiling. So you get a nice stretch through the lower spine as well. And a stretch through the shoulder blades. Inhale, coming back to centre. Down into neutral. Going to take it into thread the needle. Going to take your right arm. You're going to thread it through to the back wall, rotating the upper spine. Inhale, rotate the arm up to the ceiling. It's getting a nice stretch through the chest. Breathing out as you lower, breathing in as you lift. Two more times. Lengthen and lift. Keeping the chin off the chest, keep the shoulders away from your ears and lift. Good. I'll just turn round. Doing the other side now, and again, extend arm and rotate down to the floor, and then lift up to the ceiling. Lovely stretch there, and again, breathing out as you lower. Inhale, rotate, again, shoulders down, away from ears. Chin off the chest. And do that one more time now. And lower, reach, and lift. Good. Well done. Coming into child pose, going to sit back on your heels, lengthen the arms forward and lower the forehead down onto the floor. Think about releasing through the neck and the shoulders and feel a stretch through the lower spine, breathing into the back. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And now as you breathe out, you're going to walk the hands up nice and slowly so you don't get too dizzy. And we're going to come into the roll up. So you're going to be in seated position. So the legs are either bent or extended. Hello splodgy, this is our pussycat. And you can place the hands on the thigh, holding very gently. Now the spine is in neutral, so we're lifting up. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to tilt through the pelvis and going to round the spine out into a C shape as you lower. Breathing out. Think about a ball underneath the chin. The arms are forward, but the shoulders are away from the ears. Inhale, rolling up, rounding the spine, and then lifting up into neutral. And again, inhale, exhale. Tilt the pelvis back, round the spine down into a C shape, and using these core muscles, you'll feel these tummy muscles working. Chin off the chest, and then rolling up. Inhale. You can keep the legs in this position bent, or you can extend them, lifting up the arms. Inhale, exhale, tilt through the pelvis. So you're mobilising the spine and working tummy muscles, but also look for movement through the knees. The knees are facing up to the ceiling. Try not to rotate the knees inwards. Now inhale as you peel up through the spine and lengthen into neutral. And one more time. Exhale. Roll the spine down. Feel those tummy muscles engaging. And rounding the spine as you lift into neutral. You're going to hold that position as we take it into spine twist. So you're going to rotate to the left, coming back to center, and now rotating the other way. You're maintaining neutral spine as you rotate through the upper spine, your thoracic spine. I'll come forward. Again, legs can be bent if that's more comfortable for you, or extended. And breathing out. So the rotation comes through the upper spine only. Inhale and lift. Keep lifting up through the chest. Keep the chin off the chest and the shoulders back and down. Exhale. No movement through the pelvis and no movement through the legs. The only movement is through the upper body. Keep that movement smooth as you rotate back to center. And one more time, rotating, and then back to center. Good, well done. So from there, we're going to take it into a spine stretch. Legs are extended. I'm just going to place the hands either side of the legs and just going to flex the spine forward. If this is as far as you can go, that's fine. You'll be feeling a stretch down through the lower spine and the back of the legs, your hamstrings. just hold that position, just to stretch out these muscles. If you can, walk the hands forward and just lower down towards the legs. Try not to grip onto the legs to force yourself down. Keep the shoulders dropping down into the back and keep the chin off the chest. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now as you exhale, going to walk the hands up. And from there, we're going to take it into clown. So you're going to be lying on your side. It's a side lying position. And head can be resting on your hand. And the legs are bent, feet in alignment with the bottom. Hand can be placed on the hips. So you want to stabilise these hips. There's no movement now. As you breathe out, you're going to lift the leg up towards the ceiling. Inhale and lower. So as you lift, you'll be feeling these glutes engage. Inhale and down, but stabilising the pelvis. So as you lift, you're not rolling the pelvis back, but you're stabilising. You can carry on with the feet down on the floor, or you can lift the feet up and breathing out, lift, feeling glutes engage. Inhale and lower. Exhale, lift. So we don't use the glutes enough, and the glutes stabilise the pelvis. So we do need to strengthen them. They're important muscles. And one more. Keep the shoulders down, keep the chin off the chest. Going to lift now and hold. Good. And lower. Well done. And float the feet down to the floor. From there we're going to be going into swimming. So we'll be coming up onto all fours. And I've got Splodgy here. I don't know if you can see him. And so hands directly underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and lift up through the chest, keeping that head and neck in alignment with the spine. You're going to breathe out. As you breathe out, you're going to extend your right hand and your left leg, opposite arm and leg, along the floor first. So you're extending it along the floor first, and then you lift the leg so it comes into alignment with the bottom, and the arm so it comes into alignment with the shoulders, so lifting up through the chest, looking down at the floor, so keeping the back of the neck long. If you're beginning to wobble, you can always place the fingertips down on the floor and the foot down on the floor, otherwise just holding. And inhale, you're going to lower in that extended position, arm and leg to floor, and then draw it back. That arm coming underneath the shoulder, hand underneath shoulder, knees underneath the hips. No shuffling now as you extend the left hand and right leg along the floor, still lifting up through the chest, and then lift. Draw the shoulder back, keep lifting up through the chest. So this is working the glutes as well, hamstrings, muscles through the back. And breathing. And then you're going to lower down along the floor, draw back. And again, 2 more times. Extend along the floor first, then you lift. Remain looking down, lifting up through the chest. Try not to drop that head down. Keep lifting up. Again, if this is too much, you can always lower that position. Always keep the hand and foot on the floor. This is a good one for balance. And lower down. and extending along the floor first. Establish your weight distribution before you then lift, just to avoid wobbling. Draw shoulder back, lifting up through the chest. Lift that leg up in alignment with the bottom. Good. And hold. Breathing. Inhale, lower down, and then sitting back in child pose. Releasing through the neck and the shoulders and feeling a stretch through the lower spine. Just hold that position, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more breath in. And now as you breathe out, walking the hands up. Again, nice and slowly, so you don't get too dizzy. Good. And then we're going to do the clam on the other side now. Sideline position. Head resting on your hand, the legs are bent. Bring the feet back so they come into alignment with the bottom. Hips are stacked, one on top of each other, and lift that waist up off the floor. Shoulders back and down, chin off the chest. You can place a hand there to stabilise the pelvis, or if that's a bit more comfortable, just place a hand there on the floor in front of you. You're going to breathe out. As you breathe out, you're going to float that leg up towards the ceiling, breathing in and lower. So we're working the glutes here. As you lift that leg, no movement. So you're not taking that, you're not rolling the pelvis back, stabilising the pelvis. One more. Lifting up, lowering down. You can remain with feet on the floor or lift the feet, stabilise pelvis as you lift that leg. So again, working these glutes, which stabilise the pelvis. We don't use them enough, so we often rely on our hamstrings, and therefore our hamstrings become very, very tight. And one more time. And lowering down and lower the feet down. Well done, good. So we're going to be going into shoulder bridge now. So lying on your back. So just watch what's behind you when you're lying back. And you're going to roll through the spine down to the floor. Now the legs are bent, hip width apart, and make sure that the feet are in alignment with the knees, in alignment with the hips. Now the back is in neutral spine, with the navel in alignment with the pubic bone. Hands just come down to your side. And from here, you're going to breathe out. As you breathe out, you're going to imprint. So you're just gently going to lower that belly button down to your mat. And you're going to start rolling up through the spine, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling into ski slope position. So you're in one long line from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, going to peel down through the spine. Watch for movement through your knees, so keep the knees in alignment. And the challenge here is to imprint the lower spine before you roll back onto your bottom and then into neutral. And again, inhale, exhale, imprint, and you're going to squeeze the glutes, and you're going to engage the core, rolling up through the spine. So you're peeling up each vertebra. So there's a lovely one for the spine, mobilizing the spine. Inhale at the top, exhale, peel down. Roll down through the spine. Imprint the lower spine before you roll back onto your bottom and into neutral. Good. So from there, we're going to take it into hip roll. Open the arms out, palms up to the ceiling. From here, going to breathe out as you exhale, going to lower the knees, engage core, lower the knees down to the side, but try and maintain the same distance between the knees. So as you're lowering the knees, don't let them open out. Keep the same width between the knees as you lower, and then you're going to inhale, you're going to roll them back to centre, and exhale, roll them in the opposite direction. Now you're rolling the head in the opposite direction. As you lower those knees down, keep the opposite shoulder on the floor. Inhale back to centre. You're going to roll through neutral spine. Breathing out, and again maintain the same width between the knees. Just rolling down about halfway. Engaging core as you slowly lift the legs back up to centre. Rolling them in the opposite direction to the head. And back up to centre. This is a lovely one. This is a lovely rotation of the spine to release tension. Well done. Good. So from there we're going to do some leg stretches to finish. So if you've got a band or you've got a scarf, if you've got belt, that's brilliant. You place your foot into the band and extend the leg up towards the ceiling and lowering the elbows down onto the floor. Keeping these hands in alignment with the wrists so there's no strange things happening with the hands. And you can keep this leg bent or you can extend it along the floor. Lower the toes down towards you to feel a stretch through the calf muscles. Idea is to get that stretch through the hamstring. If you haven't got a band, don't worry about it. You can just place the hands behind the thigh. Try and keep the legs straight. So if you've got the leg bent here, it's not stretching the hamstring. So just lower that leg away and stretch it at the point where you can actually lengthen through the legs. And it's exactly the same as when you're stretching out with your band as well. So if that is where you can stretch the legs, fine, stretch it there, rather than drawing the leg nearer towards you and bending it up, because you're not targeting the hamstring. Good. Keep the shoulders relaxed and just hold the leg there. Well done, good. And then just bend it up and place the other leg in. Either keep the leg bent or extend through and lengthen both legs away. Lower the toes down towards you and just hold that position. Again, if you haven't got a band, you haven't got a belt, don't worry. You can just draw that leg in. Avoid holding behind the knees. Very delicate, the knees are very delicate, so avoid pulling there. So either on the calf muscle or the thigh. Lower the toes down towards you to feel a stretch through the calf muscle. Just breathing into the stretch, try not to tense up in the upper body, keep nice and relaxed. And just bend up the leg and lower down. Well done. So coming onto your side now and just walking the hands up. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.